puts you ahead of the competition. It puts you way ahead of the competition. As a matter of fact, ask your counterparts how many of those guys are using dashboards. Now, they may have a dashboard that's coming through another tool or something like that where they can see a visualization, but how many have controls of a visualization to where they're able to do some filtering and filter the number of loan volumes between certain dollar amounts, such as between 170,000 to 185,000 or 110,000 to $210,000. Not very many, right? How many of them are able to take their visualizations and look at loan conversion rate and see what is the average loan conversion rate, whether it be 85 or 80 or 75 or 90 or 65 or 100. I mean, all of that stuff is important. Data is data, but numbers are numbers, and the numbers don't lie. The numbers don't lie. If you want to know what's going on in the business, look at the numbers. Look at the numbers, and not just expenses and revenue, or revenue and expenses, depending on how you want to call it. But look at look at all of the numbers. Look at the credit score. Right? What is the average credit score? What is the average credit score of the person that you're dealing with? Right? You may have a particular credit score that you like to work with because you know you can get that deal done at a certain credit score. You may not like to deal with certain credit scores because the credit score may be kind of low, and the lenders that you speak with or communicate with, they don't take a credit that low, right? Or you may have lenders that take low credit, right? So then you can specialize. So at the end of the day, you can filter, you can do averages, you can see, what is the credit score that you want to work with, or what is the range of credit scores that you want to work with. And not only does that help you, that helps the end buyer as well. That helps your customer as well, because now they can go out there and they can say, you did the deal for them, you got the deal done, and they can be your referral source, right? They can be your referral source. Another data point that we look at when we build dashboards for not data professionals, but for mortgage professionals, is loan type. Loan type. Whether the loan is FHA or conventional, or I think there are a couple of other different type of loan types that are out there, but they make a difference. I remember when I bought my first home, and the lady, the mortgage broker, asked me, say, hey, do you want to have a conventional loan, or are you trying to apply for a conventional loan or an FHA loan? I'm like, yeah. Give me the conventional or the FHA. And she's like, no, I'm asking you, do you want conventional or do you want FHA? And as a mortgage professional, I'm thinking to myself, you're the mortgage professional. You should be telling me what I qualify for. You should be telling me if I'm conventional or if I'm FHA. Okay? But at the end of the day, it's not always that easy. So what I did find, there at the time, which was many moons ago, that there were several loans out there that were FHA loans. There were several loans out there that were not several loans, but there were advantages for first-time home buyers with FHA loans. Now, I may be dating myself when I tell you this, but I remember when I bought my first home, they were like, if this is your first-time home on an FHA loan, you can get it at 3% down. You can get it at 3% down, and that was pretty sweet. And let's just say 3% down, and let's just say that the house is $100,000 house. I mean, so 10% of 100,000 is 10,000. So 3% of 100,000 is 3,000. So I'm like, that's pretty sweet. I can get a $100,000 house for 3% down, for $3,000. And the answer was yes. But what really threw me off was during closing, I got money back, right? I mean, I put up I brought $3,000 to close with, but I ended up walking away with about a $10,000 check. Now, with that said, I don't want to put nobody's business out there in the street, and if that was illegal, I'm not sure. I don't think it was. But at the end of the day, they ended up writing me a check. I was like, what? They was like, yes. I was like, what? They was like, yes. You get $10,000 back. Well, it wasn't really quite all the way 10, but it was more than 9 and less than 10. And I was like, man, this must be my lucky day. It was some kind of blessing, man, because I needed that money right then. I needed that money right then. Anyway, I done went off on a tangent again. That's not what we were here for. So there are different loan types. So when you talk to your customers, you may be selling them on FHA or a conventional loan or a hybrid of those two. I don't know. Not really sure if there's a hybrid of a FHA and a conventional. But at the end of the day, you may want to know, well, what's the loan type that I sell the most or that I push the most, whether it be FHA or conventional. Reason being, again, it tells you what type of customer you like. It tells you what type of customer you like. It tells you what type of business you want to run in your mortgage business, in your loan officer business. Because if you know a certain loan type, you may say, hey, if I can just go find 20 of these loan types, I could pay my apartment or my mortgage for 6 months, right? Because you know that at a certain loan volume with a certain loan type and a certain credit score, you like all the way in. You're like all the way in, right? So that's another reason. That's another reason to be using data visualization, data analytics, business intelligence, right? I think we talked about age groups and you know, again, you know, going after a specific age group, at a specific age group with a certain credit score, you already know that particular person is going to qualify a lot easier if you place them with this particular lender. The referral status, probably the most important thing when it comes to business and marketing for a mortgage broker or a loan officer is someone referring the business to you. Someone referring the business to you. I have seen signs out there for certain capital mortgage businesses or whatever the case may be. But what I believe probably is the most utilized, the most efficient, and the most gratifying referral is not necessarily coming from a billboard or from a magazine advertisement. It's coming from a word of mouth from your friends, from those people that you've done deals for, right? So with that said, you want to keep track of that. Again, that is data, and data is data. So, you know, in this particular case, we have several different referral sources. And in the referral sources that we have here, we have online marketing, past clients, real estate agent, and referral in general, right? Again, that's online marketing, past client, real estate agent, and referral in general. So it's very important to know, you know, where your referrals coming from, where your referral sources coming from, because you could be spending a lot of money on online advertisement, but if you're spending a lot of money on online advertisement, but the majority of your business is coming from a referral, it's like, hey, I may want to cut back a little bit on this online advertisement or billboard, right? Real estate agents, of course, real estate agents are very important to the mortgage broker, the mortgage industry. So having real estate agents refer your business is definitely a keepsake, something that you definitely want to keep doing. And at the end of the day, we want to know how many agents or how many of each one of these types of referral sources are referring to me or referring me business. The average loan processing days, So we've got 30 days, 28 days, 32 days. You already know that if you're going after a certain type of client, that client could be 20 to 25 years. Well, let's say that client is 23 to 27 years old, just got out of school, but not yesterday and not last month, but maybe about a year or 2 years ago. And their loan volume or their income is somewhere between $75,000 and $105,000, and we know that their loan volume is somewhere around, I don't know, let's just say $250,000, $300,000. So what we're trying to do is now we are trying to see what is the average loan processing days. And if you know the average age of a person, you know what their typical mindset is. Some are a little bit more professional, some are a little bit more aggressive, some are a little bit more immature, and some are a little bit more lackadaisical. But at the end of the day, there is a general sense of an age group. There is a general sense of an age group and a gender, right? That's not to cause an alarm to have, different people or different types of people sending me hate mail and nasty emails and stuff like that. It's just facts is facts, right? So, at the end of the day, we have the information, and we know that there's data, there's information that we need from them, that we need to calculate, that we need to receive. And if we haven't received that information, we know that it's probably going to take a certain number of days in order to close this loan. So it may take 25 days to close this loan. It may take 29 days to close this loan. It may take 26 days to close this loan. It may take 32 days to close this loan. It may take 30 days. It could take any amount of days to close this loan that we can think of, right? But at the end of the day, if we have the data, we compile the data, and we're visualizing the data, we already know that this data is going to be beneficial, because now we can create data visualizations. Okay? So I am not going to beat this dead horse, but other data points that we can look at again. Well, all the data points that we can look at, all the data points that we are looking at, because there are many other data points that we could look at. But we've got loan volume, loan conversion rate, age, income, credit score, loan type, referral source, average loan processing time, delinquency rate percentage, and customer satisfaction. So these are the different data points that we're looking at here in this particular particular video, as we are looking at mortgage and loan professionals. So again, if you guys are interested in learning more Power BI, or learning more how to really build a Power BI dashboard, data visualization, and actually using this particular report, go over to my website, powerofthebi.com. That's right. Go over to my website, powerofthebi.com, and sign up for my dashboard in a day. I will make sure that you get into the mortgage broker the mortgage broker webinar, as opposed to just the general webinar. So with that said, I hope you've learned something here. I hope to see you over in Dashboarding today. If you haven't already, go over to Amazon and pick up my book, The Six-Figure Cheat Code, How to Make Money in Tech. Again, go over to Amazon and pick up my book, The Six-Figure Cheat Code, How to Make Money in Tech. Or you can go or you can go to the website, powerofthebi.com, and sign up for my webinar for mortgage and loan professionals. Once again, thank you for joining in. I look forward to seeing you win again in the next video.